this isn't really an unhaul kind of unhaul. I'm not technically getting rid of these books for a long time, but I thought I'd film one of these anyway, since I have a lot of books that I no longer want. And I mean, like, if you're in the UK and you want any of these, I guess I could ship them to you. I don't really want to pay shipping costs, but I could ship them to you if you're in the UK. I don't want to deal with international shipping fees. Anyway, yeah, so let's start. I thought I would start us off with like the manga and the comics first, and then I kind of realised that it would probably be best to go with these two, which are both from the Willoughby Book Club. I said that I like Asian Women Voices books, and then I kind of forgot that I have so many. Yeah, so these haven't been read. This is 1,000 Beginnings and Endings. It is an anthology of retellings. It's really good. It's really fun. It's a shame that I already had it. I feel really sorry for that lady, by the way. She has to like scroll through like 2,000 want to read books. I'm not a good person to buy books for. And this one is The Astonishing Colour of After by Emily X. Pan. Leigh's mother commits suicide, and Leigh is then sent off to Taiwan, I think. Yeah, Taiwan, to meet her grandparents. And I think it's labelled as magical realism because she thinks her mum's a bird. Her mum has turned into a bird. Okay, so comics and manga, and it's mostly manga. I have volumes 9 to 14 of Vampire Night, because that's kind of where I stopped watching the show, or where the show finished, and then I just did not care. And also Fate Stay Night, which just did not get my attention. That was back when like I started buying manga, back with like when Vampire Night was on there, so I don't see myself picking it back up. It is still about this guy who's I think in contention to get the Holy Grail, and like him and a certain amount of other people, and they all get paired with like some mythical or legendary historical figure or folkloric figure. So yeah. Okay. Then we have The Ancient Magus Bride, which just kind of, I know I really liked it, but the fact that she was what yeah, with her age really, that's kind of squicked me out. That and the buying a bride bit, which is a shame because the rest of it, I really like the rest of it. And then we have volumes 1 to 11, and then also 18 because I saw it in like a charity shop of Warren High School Host Club. Again, it's just not really something that I'm into anymore. And I'm just going to show you this one because like, they're heavy, but I have these 3-in-1 volumes of One Piece all the way up to all the way up to 45, and no, like, that was a good dropping off point. I lost interest, but I also kind of wanted, you know, to like find this kind of really good bit to stop. And 45 was a really good bit to stop. Right, and then these two, Alice in the Country of Hearts, My Fanatic Rabbit. I don't like this pairing, it's just there wasn't really any other Alice in the Country of Hearts manga except for the ones translated by Seven Seas, and the ones translated by Seven Seas, no. Fun fact, I actually swore for buying any manga from that company because of how badly they translated the other ones. Yeah, so I have started again now, but that was like a really bad translation, and the company stood by the translator making those decisions, so I just did not want anything to do with that. And then we have the Vampire Knight fan book. I was writing fan fiction for this, so I thought that would be interesting, but like, not anymore. I'm not. Similarly, Naruto, something else I used to write fan fiction for. I just like, I still like it. That was like my big anime thing, but you know, it's not something that I'm actively involved in right now, and I'm not really keen on like the new series, so that's going out. And then we have these manga Shakespeare ones. I didn't really like the illustrator's style. I feel like the proportions are a little bit off at times. This one was better because, you know, it was a few years later and she'd improved her craft, but there's a lot of like, you know, the tones used in it, and that makes my eyes go a wee bit funny sometimes. So they're out, and then it's the first 2 volumes of Rat Queens. Like, I like it, but not enough to keep buying it. So, and then we have these ones which I got from Comic-Con. I can't remember what the series itself is called. I did like it. I think it's just Madame Butterscotch, and it's like this kind of spy espionage thing, but with like a tea room aesthetic, and it's good, but I don't really. In terms of like artists that I could be supporting who go to like Comic-Con and stuff, I'd kind of rather spend my money on something else. And again, I don't really like keeping incomplete things if I'm not going to continue with them. There's also this one, Britain and Brew Lightly, which is this kind of crime thing. It has been personalised to me, so I don't really know what I'm going to do with this one. It's just, crime just really isn't my thing, and it's a wee bit more complicated than just like a cozy mystery, so I got lost in what was happening. It's like really good in terms of art style and stuff, it's just not my thing. And then we also have Crank Rats, which is a shame because I really like Crank Rats. But this was £15 and they don't have the second one anymore. They have 3, 4, 5 and 6. And I just like, it's been sold out for months, the second one, so I just like have no hope of it coming back into stock, which is a shame because it's really good and I really wanted to keep going with it. And you can buy them on her Etsy. It's called Crank Rats, by the way. I don't really know what she's going by on Etsy. I think I'll add it down in the description, but yeah, it's a shame. It's such a shame. And then there was this, The Mighty Women of Science, which it's an alphabet book. I thought it looked cute, and it kind of is, but I mean, yeah, it's a wee bit, I don't know, like, yeah, it's cute, but I just kind of want something a wee bit more in depth now. This one Maleficum. It's actually for kids, it's a kid's story. And I was at that point where I was thinking, I want to try my hand at writing like kids stories. I'm not in that phase anymore, so yeah, out it goes. This one as well, the Princess Mononoke picture book. I really liked the movie, so I thought, you know, this would be good, but it's very like, I have seen more aesthetically put together PowerPoint presentations by like primary 6 students, so this is just ugly to me. You could have made it so much nicer is my thing. That's what it is. And this was not ordered. I have no idea what this is. We didn't order this. It just came. I don't know what happened there, if I'd ordered something else and then this is what came instead. But it is cosplay. I don't know what they're cosplaying. Something military, I think. I think that looks maybe like a zombie, but like I have no idea and I can't read Chinese at this point, so bye. The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, which was really good and I really liked it. I just don't love it. It's what's that? It doesn't spark joy. Yeah, so I'd rather keep space for the things that I will go back to. Likewise, the Dragon Age books, Last Flight and The Stolen Throne. I actually quite like Last Flight, so maybe I will keep it. Not keen on the guy who wrote this. I'm still like a fan of the games, just fandom and like extended lore and stuff, and the grey morality that they started pushing is just like really annoys me whenever I look at these two books. So and City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab, which I liked it. It was good enough. It was decent enough. I'm not that keen on her writing, but when she's like really good, it really, really gets me invested in the story. So probably the library for the sequel. And this one, I had so many problems with this one. Clearly this one had something to say about justice and with like the sinking of a ship carrying migrants and refugees and trying to get like justice or revenge or whatever it was for them. And they also included like Romani people, but they called them by the G slur, which, you know, is very confusing. Like they're trying to, if they're not trying to like push that kind of justice and social awareness kind of thing, I don't really know what it's doing. Also, it was kind of all over the place. So these two I have had since I was very little, as you can tell by her. I have had these two for a while, as you can tell by the condition of them. Yeah. I don't want to go back and read them. I'm not that invested in them as far as like middle grade books go, and I do think if I go back it'll be very kind of orientalist, and I just do not care at this point. Right, these ones. I really like these ones, and I don't remember if they're probably hashtag problematic, but like the Fallen series by Lauren Kate, I only got 3 of them. I loved the dresses on them. Like I was determined I was going to make them someday, and I just haven't gotten around to it, and I'm just not interested in that kind of boring prom dress anymore. But like I do have a whip that is inspired by like this kind of thing in Twilight, which like really kicked into gear when I heard that there was a movie. I saw the trailer and I thought, oh, that's great, I'm gonna just kind of play on that kind of problematic stuff from when I was young and gonna make it like hopefully not as bad. Guys, I got The Betrayal of Natalie Hargrove, which is also by Lauren Kate, and yeah, I was very disappointed. It had like the girl in the dress, not as nice dress, and I kind of thought it was going to be a wee bit more fantastical than it was. I was quite disappointed, but you know. And then there's If I Stay by Gil Forman. I got this when the movie was coming out and I liked it, and then I made the mistake of like reading the like first chapter or two of the sequel, and I thought, I don't like this now. Like I preferred the open ending, so I kind of ruined it for myself. This one, Red Rising, by Pierce Brown, I heard that it's really good, but I accidentally bought this when I was trying to buy, like, I had a list of books that were kind of diverse and stuff, and this was not the one. I mistook this for something, and I've just never gotten around to reading it, and it's been like 5 years, so it's not gonna happen. Right. The Wrath and the Dawn and The Rose and the Dagger. I think I read this one, and then I mostly skipped this one because, I don't know, my interest was just gone. I did not care. I did skip to the end though, that like 7 years later end, and it didn't bother me as much as it bothered some people, but I just did not see the necessity of it. Also, I'm kind of disappointed he didn't die. Like, I like that it had a kind of happy ending, but at the same time, the angst lover in me was a wee bit disappointed. And then we have Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, and The Assassin's Blade. I don't like these books anymore, and that's that. I mean, I was kind of starting to hate them by the second book, so I might actually keep these two. I don't know, I have pretty full memories of this one. My Love Lies Bleeding and Out for Blood by Alexandra Harvey. I do kind of still have a soft spot for them, so we'll see. Like, it's been years since I read them, but yeah, I still have a soft spot for those two. It's vampires, except it's vampires, except like it's this big family and they're following mostly the brothers, and it's the brothers and their like love stories. There's one sister, and like I guess it's probably like still going to be good for just like a turn your brain off kind of read, but I don't know, we'll see. An Ember in the Ashes was a bit, I liked the cover, and then I was going to buy the second one, and then they changed the covers, and the new ones I think are ugly, so, and the story was not interesting enough to compel me to keep buying them when the covers became ugly, so. Then we have Half a Creature from the Sea by David Almond, and I kind of like this, except, I don't know, they kept writing in that kind of, I don't know, was it vernacular speech, and that was kind of distracting sometimes, and I mean, I wrote a review for that. I'm not going to link it because it's whatever, but I don't know, like, if you like kind of literary stuff, you might like this one. I don't, so. And then we have The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy by what's his name? Stieg Larsson. Yeah, I didn't buy these ones. I don't know how they came into my possession. I absolutely do not like this kind of book. I don't know why anyone bought it for me, but they did, so this one is The Wangs versus the World, and I hated it. I hated it from start to finish. Like, I think they're supposed to be detestable, and sometimes you can get on board with that. Like, you don't need like characters to be like good people. What was that? What was that movie called? Trainspotters, I think. Was it? I think so. It's the one with Ewan McGregor. See, I like that, and they're pretty terrible, all of them. I did not like this. And the ending just really pissed me off. Also, I'm pretty sure this needs a trigger warning for rape, because the son had like this very clear kind of rule for giving his consent, and that was he wanted to be in love, I think. And the person he was with was like a woman, 40s to 60s, I think. And yeah, so that entire thing was very uncomfortable, and it was never treated as rape. So I did not like, that was like just one instance. There were tons of things I did not like. They were all horrible people. They deserved the worst. This is Birthday Stories by Murakami. What's his first name again? Haruki Murakami. It's an anthology, and I did not like it. I mostly don't like anthologies. Then we have The Invisible Library by Genevieve Cogman. I remember when I was reading this thinking, I don't like that I can't tell where the dragon is from. He's like an Eastern dragon, but I couldn't tell if he was like Korean. No, actually, I'm pretty sure. I think the name was Kai, so I was thinking, well, that's probably Chinese or Japanese. And then they had this police officer who was Indian, and as I was reading it, all I could think was, this is going to be one of those things where they get shunted off to the side because they don't matter and the white characters do. And then I got to the sequel and I was like, oh, they don't matter and the white characters do. The detective guy was like shunted off, and the dragon was kidnapped and all this stuff. Yep, yeah, I saw this coming a mile away. I did not was not happy with that at all. But I didn't even mean to buy the second and third one. I was just an idiot. So they're going out too. I'm not willing to give it a second chance. And this one is The Strings of Murder, which I did actually quite like. I thought it was really good, and it's like a historical murder in Edinburgh, 1888. And it was kind of one of those things where the Scottish detective thought it was like supernatural and the English one didn't. The reason that I'm not continuing with this series is because the English detective has the same name as my dad, and I don't like reading books with the same names as people that I know. I don't know what it is, it's just a weird thing, but this is a good book. And I say that as someone who really generally is not into crime. I hated this one as well. I did not finish it. That's all I have to say on that one. Wild Embers by Nikita Gill. This was... My problem is that I found it very repetitive, and there were bits that were prose, and I don't mind prose sections in poetry books, but that's not why. Like, I wanted to buy poetry, so that it just wasn't what I wanted. And like I said, it was a wee bit repetitive in its themes, in my opinion, so... Lisbon Poets. It's a bilingual edition, and I love bilingual editions. I just didn't really love the poetry. There's a wee bit, I think, of history for the poets as well. There's 5 of them, and yeah, those are the poets. Yeah, I just didn't really resonate with me. And then we have The Haunted Hotel. And yeah, it's another one I could read it all the way through, no bother, but I just didn't really care that much. I wasn't invested at really any point in it. This is Memoir of a Basque Lieutenant Nun Transvestite in the New World. I read somewhere that this person used, excuse me, alternated between like male and female pronouns. So I thought, you know, very interesting historical figure, which is true, but also like a pretty terrible person. Yeah, so yeah, it made me uncomfortable reading it, so it's going out. This one is for school. I got this copy and then I like studied this book for 3 years. 2 years actually, no. I tried 3 years in a row, not in a row. I tried 3 years in total to get my English higher, and I failed. I got a C. I studied this book for 2 years and I hated it. And I got a C. So, we're not talking about that one. Alright, this was from Comic Con as well. It's Michael Philp? Michael Philp with one eye. Yes, it's Dagon. It's nice, I just don't want to keep it. This, I went into armchair books and then lost all common sense, and I don't know why I bought this one. Around Perth, so it's like a tour guide thing. I don't know where Perth is. I don't know why I bought it. So, yep. And then, And the Mountains Echoed by Khaled Hosseini. Is that how you say it? I don't like literary fiction. It's not my genre. Oh boy. This video is never gonna upload. Right, okay, so Our Dark Duet, I did not like this one at all. I didn't care for it at all. Which, I mean, it's Victoria Schwab. So, I loved the first one. I was like completely absorbed all the way through. On the first one, I don't know what it is about this one. I just do not care for this one. I don't know what happened. It might just have been my mood or something, but and this one, I also have a review of this one, but the gist of it is, this is the best anthology I've read for stories, I think, but it's like, the authors all like made like a comment somewhere about the books. There was something in the introduction that I really did not like. And the moment I read it in the introduction, I thought, oh no, this is not gonna be good, and I can't find what it is. Anyway, I just remember reading it and thinking, you're not describing a villain, you're describing like an anti-hero or something like that. And I thought, you are the person who put this anthology together. If you cannot describe what a villain is, then we are out of luck. And I still maintain this is the best anthology I've ever read, but it just really annoys me. So that's going out. This one is an interesting enough book. I kind of love it in the way that I love books in the tomb robbing genre, because it's like, oh, is this like happening? Is it realistic? Is she just a wee bit like grief stricken? And then, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but like the last bit, it just goes off the rails, and I love that. But yeah, I haven't heard anything about the next book in the trilogy being published, and I'm kind of tired of waiting. Also, there's a few things that made me a wee bit about the book. Like, it's Lanark, and it's describing it like this. It's reading it, it sounds like she's describing it as a hamlet, and it's not. It's not. It's a big place. So that just kind of made me a wee bit weird about it. So I added it into Goodreads, and it said I'd already read it, and I didn't remember any of the stories. So I read it a second time, and I still couldn't tell you what any of the stories are, so no point. Girl Who Saved the King of Sweden is a book that I hate so much. It's one of those kind of quirky books. There's like a style very specific to this, which is the impression that I got books written like in whatever country this is, because I'd read another one. And yeah, so there are Chinese characters in this one, and they are all stereotypes all the time, and I just really, past a certain point, I got like 75% through, I just did not want to have anything to do with this book. So, like, take that how you will. Right. Les Mis. I bought this. I don't really like reading classics. I used to really love, like, I had like Priory classics, and I was told that I hated them. That's not what I remember. And then I stepped last year, I had a look at Edgar Allan Poe's translated stuff. Not translated stuff, sorry. And yeah, no, I don't really have the patience for that kind of old-timey text anymore. So, out that goes. This one was also bought for me, Wuthering Heights. That was back when Twilight came out, because I made Mum read Twilight, and she bought me this because I think they mentioned it once or twice. I don't know why. I'm not an easy person to buy for. Right, so this is from Savage Song, which is the first one in the Dark Duet. Right, sequel is the Dark Duet. And like I said, I love this one, but it's going out because I don't care about a sequel. An Artist of the Floating World by Kazuo Ishiguro. It's literary fiction, and I did not care. The Bells I kinda liked, but it's kinda frustrating as well, and there's like Bury Your Gaze in it, and so like as much as I enjoyed it, it's definitely going to be like a library for the sequel. Going to the library for the sequel. Speaking of literary fiction, Frankenstein in Baghdad, it's just not my thing. It was interesting. I think also they mentioned it was like dark humour, and all I could think reading this is, where is the funny? Like, there's nothing that I could even pick out as remotely humorous. And then there's Extinction Game, which I don't know. I bought it. I don't know what it's about, and I don't know why I bought it. Which is exactly the impression I had when I got home with it. So, yeah. Speaking of like the King of Sweden, this is the other one that I started. I didn't finish it, and I did like it. It's just not really my kind of thing. And then this one is The Bookman's Tale, a novel of love and obsession, and I think it does sound interesting, but I think it also sounds like literary fiction, and I've had it for years, and I've not read it, so goodbye. Yeah, also it has something to do with Shakespeare, so I think, yeah, no, he sees a picture of like that looks like his wife from back in like Shakespeare's time, and then he finds something that proves Shakespeare was like the writer of Shakespeare's work. Hunted by L. Taylor. I did not know that I would like this one. I kind of thought I wouldn't. Look, it's page 39. There were 39 pages. Actually, I think there's less than 39 pages. Yeah, see, chapter 1 begins on page 3. So, 37 pages, and it's all in like capital letters and bold, and I couldn't really read it very well because of that. But also, like, I kind of wanted to see how this would work. I think it would be a really good book if it were like an actual novel. But yeah, this was just too short, so I do like some of the Sosa's other stuff though. It's just, I kind of knew going in I wasn't going to like this one. And then we have an autobiography, an African love story, Love, Life and Elephants. And I love the elephants. I just, yeah, no, it was another thing that was bought for me by Mum. I just wanted to read about elephants, and yeah, so not really what I wanted. And then we have Battle Royale, remastered. I think we all know what this one is. Yeah, I don't want to read a book this length. For all that I am interested in it, I'm not interested in enough to read, 647 pages. I'm not that interested. I could just like watch the movie. Or like if I'm gonna like go with like a book, I'd probably just get the audio book and have it read to me. Oh wait, this is kind of picture bookish. It's favourite fairy tales told in Poland. And yeah, it's a kid's book. Yeah, I bought it because it's fairy tales. I bought it down in what town was it? The book town down at the borders, which was lovely by the way. Yeah, so just fairy tales can be a wee bit repetitive, and this one did not stick out to me as particularly great. So, oh god. This I got for free when I was leaving the book festival last year. Like I said, Mum read a bit out of it and it sounded like porn, so I mean I was not keen on taking a free book anyway, but it was kind of shoved at me. And then I started reading it, and you know how they make those like funny posts where men try to write about women and it's just gross, it's just objectifying and gross. Yeah, so I started reading it, like I had a look at the first few chapters, and I definitely got that impression from the first few pages actually. And like the blurb kind of suggests it was going to go in that direction as well. So yeah, I never wanted this, and I will be glad to see the back of it. I don't know how I get these ones. They're higher English. These exams have changed now, so they're not even something I could give away. This was back from like my Montessori days, which is like festivals and stuff from all around the world. I don't know, I might keep it though. It might be like just something interesting to look at as like a writer. Great Expectations, which I'm not keeping because literary and like old timey, which leaves us with L'école de la Nuit by Deborah Harkness. I just like I used to like buy a book at the airport from wherever we were going. Like if it was France, I'd buy a French book. I have studied French like since primary 6, and I am now 22, and I could not speak a word of it to you. So that's going out. I also really don't care for that kind of thing. Likewise, there's El Camino de las Sombras by Brent Weeks. Yeah, I don't care. Spanish also is not like a priority for me. And Las Horas Oscuras. I have kept some Spanish ones. I think this one was originally in Spanish as well, so that's... But I was horribly ill the day I bought this, and that is the only thing that I know about it, is that I was horribly ill when I bought this. So, bye bye, bad memories. They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera is an amazing book, and I loved it, but I gave it to Mum to read when Fifi died. And yeah, so that's the prevailing thing about this book to me now, that yeah, that's not a connection that I like, so it's going out. And then these ones hopefully are going to the Ricefields Library, which is Taming the Tiger by Tony Anthony with Angela Little. I think this was like mostly proven to be untrue in terms of like things that actually happened, but I don't know. Red Sorghum, because literary fiction again. Snowflower and Secret Fan. Yeah, it's just not something I would reread. Ian Lee, Gold Boy, Emerald Girl is... I read The Vagrants and I reviewed it for Ricefields, and yeah. I do not like the kind of things this person writes. Chinese Cinderella by Adeline Yen Ma. I have read this, that was years ago. I don't like autobiographies that much. And To the Edge of the Sky. I don't remember finishing this one, and yeah, I don't like getting invested in people's lives, like actual people's lives. It always feels a wee bit stalkery to me. Yeah, and then there's Paradox Girl, issue 1, by Katie Bourquin, I think, and Lishan Lee. She's great, by the way. She did some really nice French stuff that is like super easy to read. And yeah, I think they have a volume 1 out now, so I'm not going to keep issue 1. And thank God, I think that is it. Yeah, these are staying. These are not in the to go up pile. But yeah, I think that's it. And I think no, it's not. Oh my God, how is there still more? Oh my God, this is never gonna upload. This is gonna be way too long. Monsters, the Bestiary of the Bizarre. I hated this one because like you're only getting like a page and a bit of like text. There's only like a page and a bit of like text, and the rest of it is just pictures, and they're really nice pictures, but I could go onto like a museum website for the pictures. I don't, it's not worth the money. The Great Gatsby, I don't care. I just don't care. Printer's Devil Court, I read it and I also listened to the audiobook. The audiobook was kind of better. I don't want to keep it. Scottish Cats, an anthology of poems by Hamish White. Did not know some of the cats were going to die in this. Would like to have known that before going in. I thought this was going to be like really nice cats. I love cats. And yeah, I did not want to read about dying cats or murdered cats. This one is The Pagan Lord by Bernard Cornwell. It was in my I don't like paper covering of hardcovers phase. I don't care. The Hobbit, because I'm really not that into The Lord of the Rings. I might actually like buy The Lord of the Rings, but The Hobbit isn't that interesting, and likewise I don't need Tolkien a dictionary. And I am going to stop now before I find anything else that needs to be added to the video. Oh, please, God, let there be no more that needs to be added.